Oh, yeah.
The beauty of a memory is that it's always there. No matter where you're going, you can take it with you everywhere. So as you travel on in life, take comfort as you go. in a lifetime of special memories of a one who loved you so. Good afternoon, my name is Kathy and I'm your celebrant today. On behalf of myself, the staff of Peter Murray Funerals, and especially Peter's family, I would like to thank you for coming to say your farewells to Peter. And I would especially like to thank those that are joining us via the live stream and those over New Zealand. Peter passed away suddenly on the 27th of June after fighting cancer. He didn't obviously want to burden anyone because he hadn't told anyone just how sick he actually was. He was only 66 when he died, and he still could have had so many more years to make memories with you. However, try to remember the years that he did have and the memories that you did get to make with him. Peter was a loving father of Saren, friend of Leanne, a father-in-law of Andrew, a grandpa of Jonty, Leroy, Ava, Layla, Xavier, and Cushy. Did I say that right? Yeah. He was a brother of Dot, Bruce, Greer, Janet, and Elizabeth. He was an uncle, a relative, and a friend. He was a bloke who didn't like a fuss, especially about himself. So today's ceremony will be short, sweet, and sincere, and hopefully we'll be giving him a farewell. So you would have thought, yeah, that's okay. Today, you'll hear about Peter's life through memories that we're going to be shared, which his family have put together. And I'll also invite anyone who wants to come up to share some memories as well. You'll get a chance to do so. You'll get to see a snapshot of Peter's life through a series of photos that Saren and Leanne have chosen to share with you today. And following on from the ceremony, Peter will remain in the chapel and he'll be privately cremated. I'd now like to please ask Leanne to come on up already. Now. Come on. You have your backup team with you. Yes.
As you know, these are all Peter's grandchildren. I only know him as Oscar. He never told me his name was Oscar until we've been going out for about 6 months, and told me that his name was Peter. Okay. I just want to share a few little memories of us when we were kids. Sibling rivalry. We were at Dad's house in Guildford Street. I would have been 8 years old and Peter would have been 11. Peter was in the shower and I kept going into the kitchen to turn the cold tap on to burn him in the shower. Then I went in the bathroom to have a snigger at him and he was waiting on the other side of the door, and as I burst out laughing, he stuck a cake of soap in my mouth and then he started laughing. Dad yelled out, "Cut it out, you little bastards." Quite often we were both told off by Dad, like when we were doing the dishes, flicking wet rolled up tea towels at each other instead of doing the dishes, seeing who could inflict the most pain. He was also a bit light-fingered in his younger days. I remember passing on your knowledge of your light-fingered ways when I started Cobham Intermediate, of how to get free confectionery from the Jelly Park pool shop that faced the park. If you ordered a little bag of lollies, the lady in the shop had to walk around towards the pools of the Jelly Park to get them. You'd have to ask for a 10-cent mixture, so she would have to take longer to fill a bag up. As she did that, you could lean over the counter to open the ice block fridge and throw ice creams and fizzies down the bank. When you got your lollies, you could go and get your ice cream and your fizzy, all for 10 cents. You were clever in your thieving, as you never ever got caught for that. I will miss you, and I'll miss your cheeky face. It's from Greer, Peter's sister. Life well lived. A life well lived is a precious gift of hope and strength and grace from someone who has made our world a brighter, better place. It's filled with moments, sweet and sad, with smiles and sometimes tears, with friendships formed and good times shared and laughter through the years. A life well lived is a legacy of joy and pride and pleasure, a living lasting memory our grateful hearts will treasure. From Peter's brother Bruce and his family in Invercargill. Thank goodness for modern technology. They can send these through emails and God knows what. Okay. For my whole life I've lived in New Zealand and Uncle Peter has lived in Australia. Most of what I know about Uncle Peter I've learned through the stories of my parents. Many of these stories have a common theme of flamboyant clothing, old music and mischief, and usually end with, he was a real character, your Uncle Peter. My first memory of Uncle Peter fits him to a T. He was visiting at Christmas with Saron and Auntie Leanne. He zoomed up the driveway in what I thought to be a flash white car, the windows down, music booming, and Uncle Peter's head out the driver's window, singing I Want Candy at the top of his lungs. I can still see that picture. I think it was during the same visit when Stacey, Saron and I went punting up the Avon River with Uncle Peter and Auntie Leanne. As Uncle Peter was rowing the boat, he decided to start rocking backwards and forwards, scaring us all into believing he might tip us out. Auntie Leanne must have believed him because she wasn't happy and made him stop so we could get out. The memories I have of spending time with Saron, Uncle Peter and Auntie Leanne over the few summers we saw them are fond memories of my childhood, ones that I will always treasure. All my love, Kayla, which is Peter's niece, Greer's daughter. You held my hand when I was small. You caught me when I fell. You were the hero of my childhood and my later years as well. Now every time I think of you, my heart still fills with pride. Even though I will always miss you, Dad, I know you're by my side. In laughter and in sorrow, in sunshine and in rain, I know you'll watch over me until we meet again. Always and forever, Dad. Love, Sarah. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I just would like to thank a few people. Sarah and I never knew a lot of the people that Oscar Peter worked with, lived with, shared his life with down here in Swan Reach. But I would like to thank sincerely, and I'm sorry I haven't met you yet, Lizzie and Steve, for all your help and support with him, and for keeping us up to date with everything that was going on. Also to Kelly and Alex. Sorry, I think I've got that right. Who were a great support to Dad, to Oscar as well, and to Leanne, who measured all the windows for me. Peter did say to me, "Can you make me some curtains for his place?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, no worries. Give me the measurements." He sent me all these measurements down. I'm going, what the hell is this? In his bedroom, he had 6 windows. I had to ring Saron and say, "Saron, why has Dad got 6 windows? You only have 4 walls. Where's the 6 windows coming?" He was in a caravan, and I didn't realise that, which was all the odd-shaped windows. So thank you, Leanne, for that. And to everyone else that has been supportive of him, and of course, to Saron, Liz, Steve, thank you.
See, that wasn't so hard with your backup voice. Is there anybody who would like to come up and share a few memories with us of Peter/Oscar? No, it's okay. And moments come and go, But if they're captured in a photo, that moment can be revisited over and over and shared with others so that they too can share in the moment. You're now going to see photos that may bring back a moment in time or create more memories of times when you weren't there.
Discipline remains merciful.
Yes, and neither would you, Derek, this star nonsense.
Yes.
Now, which is it?
I'm sure of it.
So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to train your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cool breeze, cold comfort for change? Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage?
certainly Dad's little girl, weren't you? Always was, you always will be. Such beautiful, beautiful photos. Today you've been remembering with love a man who was special to each of you in his own way. Whether he was your dad, grandpa, relative or friend, you'll each have your own special memories to take with you. Peter met Leanne and they fell in love and got married on the 1st of August in 1997. Their beautiful daughter Saren was born on the 3rd of January 1995. And Saren was one of the best things that happened to Peter Leanne when she was born. As you've seen by the photos, he was described as a loving dad who always cared for his family, especially his gorgeous daughter. Saren recalled the way he used to tickle her and make her laugh. And one day as he was doing this, he was laughing so much his false teeth fell out of his mouth, which made it laugh even more. He was a loyal and hard worker and wasn't afraid to try new things. He was an excellent chef who worked in the suburbs of Melbourne, and he obviously had a thing about working around food. That's when he moved to East Gippsland. He worked at Paddy's for a while, and then at Vegco for 13 years. And I was told he made the best gnocchi. Peter loved this area and was in the process of renovating a van and annex at the Swan Reach Caravan Park. You've heard, wanting new curtains made. And he was very proud of this, and he was so looking forward to Saren bringing the grandkids to come and stay there with him. He was a man who enjoyed watching sport, particularly cricket and soccer. He was a very social bloke and would chat to whoever was around, and he made friends easily. He enjoyed having a beer, so the next time you have one, maybe just give Peter a cheer. He was an absolute fan of The Lord of the Rings and still had his original series of the books. In fact, he loved it so much that that's where Saren got her name, from one of the characters in the books, like he wasn't Gandalf. He was a fan of Star Trek, Star Wars and Doctor Who. He also enjoyed listening to music and liked Pink Floyd and Elton John, just to name a couple. So whenever you hear a song by one of those singers, especially the song Wish You Were Here, which we just heard, think of it as a sign from Peter and imagine him listening along with you. No matter how you remember Peter, I'm sure it will be with love in your hearts. I'm going to close with a reading titled Weep Not For Me. Weep not for me, though I have gone into the gentle night. Grieve if you will, but not for long, upon my soul's sweet flight. I am at peace, my soul's at rest, there is no need for tears. For with your love I was so blessed for all those many years. There is no pain, I suffer not, the fear is now all gone. Put now these thoughts out of your thoughts, now these things out of your thoughts, for in your memory I live on. Remember not my fight for breath, and remember not the strife. Please don't dwell upon my death, but celebrate my life. Peter, into the freedom of the wind and the sunshine we let you go. Into the dance of the stars and the planets we let you go. Into the wind's breath and the hands of the star maker we let you go. You are loved and you will be missed. Thank you all for coming.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I've seen them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how
you.